Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Weekly Wave. We don't really have a lot of new stuff today, but we're going to go, and it's not a very long meeting, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the ASR. It closes tomorrow, so if you're not certified or confirmed, please continue to, check the areas of the ASR that are causing potential problems. Right now, we're seeing the alt ed having issues. So if you've got issues with alt ed, be sure that you're reaching out to your local SIS or you're contacting us at student data. I can't even talk today. Student data info at sde.ok.gov. And if it's something you need to make corrections on, you can always do it on the online screen data entry. And I kind of cover that in this slide as well. So just verify that they're correct on the alt ed. And if you need that online data entry opened, you can contact it as studentdatainfo at sda.ok.gov or the state aid office. You can contact Lori at 405-522-0139. And I believe Mitzi's out of the office. So reach out to either our office or Lori, and we'd be more than happy to help you with some of those issues. Lori, are you on, and do you have any comments?
I'm on. I don't think I have any comments. Just remember to send your suggestions so I can shoot you down.
Gosh.
That's what happened last week. I got a suggestion and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
But we can always try. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And I'm going to move on to transfers. So as of today, if you haven't extended those transfers by the end of the day, they're going to be, if they're not extended or finalized in your system, they will be deleted. And those transfers those parents are going to have to reapply for that transfer beginning tomorrow. So keep in mind that that's going to be happening today. So, and districts, you're going to, you should be reporting your capacity numbers right now. It opened for you to do that between the 15th of last month through the 15th of July. So be sure that you're compiling that data and getting ready to post that information. Virtual district transfers, the same thing. All virtual district entries must have a virtual transfer on them. So this allows us to meet statutory requirements for students' mobility in and out of the virtual charter schools to ensure that it's no more than 2 transfers per year. So make sure you're complying with that as well. Our rollover is going to begin July 11th. So you will not have access to the wave beginning July 11th through the 22nd, and then it will be up after that. So prior to doing your own SIF rollover, you need to put your zone to sleep. So if you're having issues with that, or you don't know what that actually means, you need to contact us at studentdatainfo@sde.ok.gov for assistance, and we will be more than happy to assist you with that. Other than that, that's all I have, guys. Again, if you have questions, studentdatainfo@sde.ok.gov. We also have additional information on the SDE website at student information, and then it's under documents and guides. Please be sure that you're checking that out. We do post our weekly wave meetings to that. And also the recordings do go up on YouTube. So that's all I have for today. And I see we have some information in the chat. Chris is asking, we need to be able to add and delete the alt ed records if possible. It is not always a date issue. So I believe, Chris, if you need to delete them, there's a template that I think, is that going forward or is that now?
It's going forward. Chris knows what to do now because they had to do it again this morning. So the plan is to add a delete button. I hope. We tried doing that this year and we just didn't get very far. I guess the IT people just couldn't fit it in. The add button, there's no way to add button. They have to be marked as alternative ed at some time during the year for them to show up. So that's something that has to be taken care of in your student information system. And if you do it after the fact, you'll have to change the entry and exit dates. Just remember to going forward to always mark those kids the day they enroll in the alternative ed class. I don't think class is the word I want to use, but close enough. Just remember that. I know that's hard. If it's not done, it's just going to have to be manually done at the end of the year.
Okay, thanks, Lori.
I have a quick question, Lori. So some of our sites are all alted. In fact, every one of them, where our alted kids attend, it's the entire site. So is it possible to maybe code the entire site or school as an alt-ed school?
I think that would be something you would have to ask your vendor. And it seems like somebody was on here last week that said that they could do that. And I want to say Broken Arrow. What's her name? Gosh.
Amanda.
Amanda, thank you. I knew it was an A. But they have a different vendor than you, but it would be something that the vendor could do. But I'm glad that you mentioned that, Chris, because I really wanted to suggest to the districts who don't use a separate calendar for their alternative ed kids, that it's probably a good idea to move forward and moving forward to start doing that. We used to do that all the time in the past, but then they could be intermingled because they were on the same calendar. But I think it would make, in my opinion, it would make it so much easier for you to be able to check it. Because whenever I've looked at some of these districts who it's just alternative ed on that calendar, it was easy for me to go in and do it and not have you guys do it. For the most part, I could do it. So think about that whenever you're setting up your calendars next year, and talk to your vendor about setting it up where it automatically marks them whenever they enroll in a certain site.
Thanks, Lori. Carrie and Renee have a similar questions about the online transfer tool, and Eric did answer it below that it will not be available until the 20th or 22nd. So I know we're trying to get that done quicker, but I guess that's the timeline that we've been given at this time. Let's see, what else did I miss? Christy, you want to know if you make changes to grades today, will it make it to accountability or post-secondary? That report closes today. I do not think it probably will. I do know that
we're having a lot of trouble with the post-secondary. We've posted grades and they're not uploading to the Wave.
and that's what I was getting ready to say. I know there are issues with it, and we're working with a vendor right now, and hopefully they'll be able to actually fix it in the system today. But if not, their plan is to allow for DVRs in like mid-August, I believe, sometime in August. So that
And
is
we only have to have one post-secondary grade per student.
Well, it depends on,
qualify.
no, I mean, it's per quarter. It depends on how you're set up, how your sections or your terms are set up. So if you have semester grades, we'd want to see two.
Okay.
Okay. Chrissy's saying, I thought Alt Ed had a separate site code.
They don't. They don't have a separate site code. They do have that, like their God, there's different words to use. They would call them a dummy site at one time. They're just connected to the high school site. So they just have a separate calendar. Some of them do, but some people put all of them together because they follow the same calendar. If they have a 4-day week, they follow that, or 5-day week, they follow that. They just have an alternative program. It's not, doesn't have a DREG. So some people don't. And some REOs want you to do it. I'll have to say that you might have been told that by your REO, so, because it's easier for them to check. But do whatever is best for you.
Okay, and I see there's a lot of questions about post-secondary report. We don't have anyone from accountability on today, but like I said, we are encountering issues with our vendor. So he is trying to work those out. And if for some reason they're not able to do that, you'll be able to go in and make those corrections in August sometime. So that's all really I know about the post-secondary at this point. Is I know that we've been working on it the last couple of days diligently trying to get these corrections made. So
will we still be able to do the DVRs if we just don't have a chance to correctly audit the system? Like, let's say they fix it in 2 hours. I don't have time to run a report and audit that our information is correct again.
It is my understanding, because it closes today. So
I know we've been working on it for a while.
I know. So yes, you will be able to.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
I have another question about the ASR
Okay.
and the graduation exit codes. So we still have several graduation exit codes that are missing for just regular students, but because the ACE part-time students are not showing up at all on the ASR report, those exit codes aren't there. I mean, the kids have graduated. So how is that going to be handled for kids that graduate, but they're not on the ASR report?
Well, if they're part-time, they're not going to show up. I mean,
correct, but I still need to make sure that that graduation code gets over to accountability for 5- and 6-year graduates.
I don't know how to answer that. I'll have to take that back to them, because I mean, I would think if it's not showing up, as long as you have documentation, you should be able to do, I don't know. I'm not going to
Nancy, I have a feeling the accountability doesn't know. That was a great question. I went, wow. I have a feeling they don't know about this. So could you please talk to them?
I will talk to them. And who is that, so I can get back to you?
That was Chris at Tulsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the issue is that accountability has told us if they don't get it now, then that's just tough. They're just going to be a non-grad.
If it's not on the ASR, there's no way for them to get it. So I will let them know that's an issue. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Chris. I'll get back to you and let you know what I find out.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, Margaret, you're asking, will there be a process for students needing an STN if we're doing a paper transfer application? You will, I mean, if they don't have an STN, they'll have to enroll in their resident district for now.
They're not going to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to do that. All the resident districts are closed right now.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So they're not going to be able to do that. The only option I have right now, Margaret, seriously, is wait until the paper transfer application is available. I've let everybody here at the agency know that that's a big freaking issue, and that we're going to hear a lot of complaints from parents when they can't enroll their, they can't request a transfer. And we asked for this to be put in place in February. It's now the end of June and it's still not done. This is 100% on OMES. We've had these conversations over and over across the time that we've done this. Unfortunately, they have one guy, and it's just been a mess. So unfortunately, that's where we're at right now, and we will make sure that our leadership understands. We would suggest that you do that. Let your leadership know what exactly is going on. So that whenever they receive these phone calls, they know exactly how to respond to these.
Okay, she also wants to know about the attendance and discipline records for open transfers, because her REO said that the receiving district will request them from the sending, and the parents should not be transporting those records from one district to another. And I mean, I do agree with that, but
yeah, I'll have Ryan do another training on this. This is, I mean, he's already said this how it should go over and over again. And I unfortunately I don't remember it verbatim, so I don't want to say it. But basically the gist is that when a parent requests and the receiving school is reviewing that request and requests that they have the attendance and discipline records sent over, that the sending district does not release them and just go ahead and send them over. They should be faxing those records over, and so that the school can review, and then whenever they reviewed and make a decision, that decision will be distributed to everyone that needs to know that via this transfer system / email to the parent / email to the student, whoever is supposed to get that email.
Yeah, they shouldn't be sending the parents to you to pick up records, Margaret.
No, that is not supposed to be happening. That's not supposed to be happening.
And Carrie's wanting to know who they can refer parents to that want to complain about it.
A complaint about not being able to transfer their students.
Yes.
For now, Eric Friend is the only person that they can call, because I mean, there's nothing, and I'm being honest, I'm in meetings all day long. I'm probably gonna have to return phone calls after the business day. But the facts of the matter is that there's nothing I can do about it. But I will absolutely take the calls.
Margaret, can you email me the districts that you're getting parents coming from? Because I would like to reach out to those districts.
Remember, Margaret, snitches get stitches. I'm just messing around, Margaret.
I know. Okay, so I will, once I get those from you, I'll reach out to those districts and let them know that they need to be sending that request via email or something. Okay, anything else? It's been a really quick meeting. Test grades and transfer consideration, neither of which is considered for, well, I don't know how to address that, Eric. So they've got them requesting testing and grades for transfer consideration. That's not a part of the transfer. Whether they can take someone or not. So
yeah, that's not necessary, and not even, I mean, if they're going to be honest, obviously, if they're accepting the student, you would send all their records like normal, but just for consideration, that is not, those aren't the records you send, and you're not able to send those due to FERPA. You know, they don't have a need to know that yet. If they accept them, then we can send them.
Is there a possibility to make this communication within the portal? So for instance, if we get a transfer request from Oklahoma City Public Schools, we can actually do that document request from Oklahoma City Schools through the same portal?
Yes.
Because we're really having trouble with communication over the summer.
Yep. Yeah, we've already started having those conversations and how we can make this transfer portal even better. And that's one of the enhancement requests that's already on the list. It's at the top, one of the top 2 or 3 that are on the list, to be able to transfer some of just those couple of different pieces of documentation, a couple of different files where you can upload, and just as they do requests, they can, you guys could go in and see a list of students you could upload that stuff from or for that other districts are trying to process. And you could also see that. That would be really cool, and that would be really helpful to you guys. So that is something that we are considering trying to do that for sure.
Kelly's wanting to know if we can put something in place where they can search by last name on the transfer portal. And we've got a couple of people saying, yeah, that would be helpful.
I will add that to the list if it's not already on the list. I don't think it's on the list, but I will add that to the list, Kelly. I'll try to prioritize as I think most things will be helpful for you.
Okay, anybody have anything else? All right, I know it's a short call, but I appreciate everyone for joining. I hope everyone has a happy holiday, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yep. See you guys.
Thank you
Have a good
all.
one. Have a great 4th of July.